Hey everybody, TechTail here, and welcome back to another patch notes. This is going to be the patch notes for March 27th. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be reading through all these patch notes just so that you guys can actually know what it is, and then I'm going to be mentioning kind of as a summary at the end what I feel the important ones are and what the cause and effect of all this is going to be. So let's just go ahead and start. Graphical. Some environmental issues surrounding the island, the faraway place where things are kept, have been fixed. Graphical updates, not a big deal. Skills, D&D minigames. Players no longer receive extra extenders when world hopping. Not really sure what that is. It is no longer possible to gain more than 10 supplies worth of XP per day from handing in Gobi supplies. Handing in more than 10 supplies will not give XP, and the extra objects will be removed. The temple trekking tasks from the Mauritania task set now require the NPC to be taken only on routes that match their difficulty. Achieving maximum points, 100, in a Gothixian cache will no longer bring up a confirmation box when attempting to leave early. Stackable junk refiners can now be used to complete invention tech tree tasks. The augmented Saren God bow now correctly says disassemble instead of destroy. Quest challenges and achievements. The Garden of Tranquility quest now correctly states Bernard's location as Taverley. Other. Telos' shockwave will no longer hurt you on the transition between phases 3 and 4. Telos' so much power attack will no longer injure you if you get hit by it while transitioning from phase 1 to 2. Sunshine's animation, when used with the Planted Feet perk, has been extended to match the active duration the perk. I'm assuming that is a typo. I'm going to read it as has been extended to match the active duration of the perk. Deathmatch taunts, assuming in Dominion Tower, 6 to 10 can now be set up correctly once again. A warning will be displayed in your chat if it isn't filtered, should you have less than 500 charges left in your blood essence when you activate it. You can no longer alch or drop the demonic skull while in combat. You can now track your current Telos kill streak in the Beast tab. The erroneous pose has been removed from the Vindicta and Gorvek Learn page found within the Beast tab. The Salty title will now be removed whenever, if new requirements are added to it. This includes the hand-to armor, hence those who have not yet purchased the pieces from Bonnie will be unable to activate the title. Certain problems that could be caused by entering Death's office on a bounty hunter world will no longer occur. Ninja fixes. The Catcher quest now requires 4 unique non-tradable beads discovered during the quest instead of the beads dropped by the imps. If you've not yet completed Imp Catcher, talk to Wizard Midsgog for written directions to the Sanguine, Choleric, Melancholic, and Phlegmatic Imp. The Imp Catcher quest now gives its magic XP reward in a form of an XP lamp. Wizard Misgog's wander range has been reduced. Dialogue trees on Wizard Misgog and Wizard Greyzag now loop back to the start of the conversation instead of dropping out. The aggressive mugger near the Earth altar has been removed. The guidance system notification meant to display the first time the player burns food should no longer be triggered when the recipe doesn't create a burned food object. Hero's Quest has undergone a suite of quality of life improvements. Most notably, while a partner's gameplay has been retained, you can now complete the quest on your own. Bring a lockpick. After completing Hero's Quest, the oily fishing rod can now be reclaimed from Garant. After completing the Hero's Quest, ice gloves can now be reclaimed from the High Priest of Entra. Kimura and the origins of the Ice Queen are now mentioned in Hero's Quest. After being freed from his cell in the Taverley dungeon, Velrak, the explorer, now resides at the entrance to the dungeon. Loot beams for the lore book drops that were recently granted bad luck mitigation have been updated in order that they clear more reliably and generally behave like other loot beams. Adamant dragons in the Brimhaven dungeon now have the same chance to drop lore books as the adamant dragons in the ancient caverns. And that is going to be the patch notes for today. A couple things that I wanted to mention that were worth mentioning. The Gobi supplies only getting 10. I'm assuming there's some sort of bug. Pretty good quality of life update for Mortania task set as well as Guthiexy and Cache. Not a big deal, but it's nice. This stackable junker finders, that seems like a big deal, honestly, that they were not working as intended to be handed in. If you guys don't know, the goblin and the goblin and dwarf tech trees, you sometimes have to turn in junker finders, and if it was impossible before, that's big oversight, honestly. Saren Godbook, or Godbow, just a little, it says disassemble instead of destroy, not a big deal. Garden Tranquility quest, obviously Bernard probably got moved when they updated Taverley. They never updated that. Telos fight, this is pretty big. I'm pretty sure that the Shockwave and the So Much Power abilities were pretty powerful abilities. I've never actually done Telos, but if they were able to injure you while you were transitioning, that seems like a big deal. Rest of this kind of seems a bit silly. Salty title is going to get removed whenever they update the rewards. Obviously, it's the same as every other title that has non-static requirements. It makes sense to remove it. It does suck for the people that have trim comp cape because they have to get it back and all that, but it's something that you'll have to put up with. Big change for Catcher Quest. They changed the wizards, all that stuff, but having to get four of the beads instead of getting them just from trading, that's going to make that quest take quite a bit longer for non-Ironman. Ironman, it probably actually makes the quest easier to do. You could probably do it right off the bat instead of having to wait to get the beads. Well, you just slowly find imps. It gives the magic XP reward in the form of an XP lamp. It means that Pures can do it, which is nice. I think Pures can get magic XP anyway, so it's not like a big deal, but whatever. It's a nice little quality of life. Hero's Quest is freaking ridiculous, all the changes that they've done. They made it so you can actually do it on your own and just bring a lockpick to get into someplace, I guess. And a couple of things, oily fishing rod and ice gloves, they were kind of annoying to get without all the, or just having to go and try to get them again. I think I've actually tried to get the ice gloves before, and you have to go through a decently long tunnel. It's like 5 minutes long to get to the ice gloves or something like that, if I recall. So this makes it a lot faster to get these ice gloves back, which you need them for other quests, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I know that there's a couple fights, especially in Dominion Tower, that it's very useful to have, and I just didn't even care to figure out how to do it without, or to do it with the ice gloves. I just kind of glitched it or messed around with it to get it to work. Now I can actually go get the ice gloves and not have to worry about that stuff. The rest of this seems like it's all lore related. I'm not the biggest lore person in the world, so I don't know exactly what it all means, but nice for you guys, you lore fans out there. As always, this has been the March 27th update for the patch notes. It's been a Tecto production. Hopefully y'all have a good one.